Look, I always wish Jim the best. I hope he does well. He came a long way. You know what I'm saying?
Facts, we all did, bro.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Y'all bros, my
No,
G.
I want to tell you something. I'm talking about just from not being my man. You got to realize this is my man who couldn't rap. It turned into my hype man. It turned into an artist directing videos, so his hustle is impeccable. As far as the Diplomat, your question is this, though. You got to think about this, Bleak. We put out our first mixtape probably 2001.
24 years ago.
Yeah, the album came out in 2003. So you sit there and say, okay, 2001 to let's say we broke up 2007. Even if you give it 2008, that's a 6-7 year run. Music was just so powerful. The logo was still, people just love it. Our first reunion, I'm talking about after we broke up, got back together, was in 2010.
Yeah.
The first reunion show we did. If we can't get it together now, it's been 2010 to 2025. So the reunions and arguments and fighting's been 15 years. The run was only 7 years.
After 50 Cent made a strong move that completely stunned Dipset, Camron finally spoke up. There is more at stake here than just rap competition. This matter has to do with loyalty to a company, then the types of financial decisions that might permanently change a person's career. Camron just opened up to Jim Jones about his actual feelings after years of disagreements, reunions, and broken agreements. It's more than just a private problem, in his opinion. It ultimately boils down to money, influence, and long-term investments that have the potential to either support or undermine you. Camron tells us how he fought to get Jim Jones and Joel placed. He talks about his deals with Rockefeller mixtapes and even the Times, where Dame, Dash, and other executives advised him to stop talking. But instead of waiting, Cam rushed the Diplomat brand forward. That hustle contributed to the creation of a movement, but it also resulted in enduring hostility. At this point, the situation gets stranger. Dipset had been dealing with years of strife when 50 Cent made a single move that completely altered the situation. This kind of play illustrates why business tactics and power plays are equally as crucial in this industry as the music. Camron is talking about more than just nostalgia. He is talking about moving forward, creating new opportunities, and avoiding the trap of depending solely on the past. But he also makes it clear that the conflict with Jim Jones is more complex than most people realize. When you hear it in his own words, you'll understand why this is considered to be one of his most frank assessments of Jim and Dipset. Before I start playing this tape for everyone, I would appreciate it if you could subscribe, and leave a comment below. Let's get started.
Speaking on Jim, I heard you say on your show, you like, yo, what's up with you and Beans? It's the same I feel with you and Jim,
right,
bro. Like, I need y'all to fix that, my G. Do you think that can ever be fixed?
Look, to me, when it goes to the Diplomat shit, right, it's like the Williams brothers from the other side of the projects. it's like, you know, yo, the Smiths, them niggas be bugging.
Yeah.
The Diplomat thing to me is like, it's no matter what. At one particular time, nobody was bigger than the group.
That's right.
And I remember Dame saying that. Dame was like, yo, Cam, because what happened is this, I got a fucked up deal, Epic. I had to get the Def Jam. When I got the Rockefeller, I started maneuvering like, yo, I was in a fucked up situation. So when I'm trying to get Jim on, Jewels on, I remember I'm fighting for Jim. Nobody believed Jim was a rapper. I'm like, yo, nah, Jim, you gonna direct my videos. Jim, motherfucker, you gonna get the deal, this, that, and the third. And basically, I'm fighting for all of us. So I remember I started getting the Diplomat mixtapes and them shits was hot. And Dame was like, Cam, you might want to slow that down. These niggas, you know, if you put the U out, wait a while for the Diplomat. So therefore, it's not the same thing. I'm like, nobody got time to wait. Y'all been in a comfortable situation.
That's right.
All my niggas been fucked up the last 2-3 albums. We trying to get on. So even like with Jim, I didn't get him his first deal at Koch. Like, I got the single, the artist deal at Rockefeller. I went to Kevin Lowe's and Leor to get the joint venture deal for Jewels and the Diplomat album. Then Dame just came and started flipping, talking about, you ain't doing no deal with Cam. If I would have came and asked you for this deal, you would have told me no. So I ended up going through Rockefeller, Def Jam for Diplomats and Jewels. when it was just gonna be Diplomat, Def Jam.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but Dame went up there flipping out on Kevin, and Kevin Love, I remember sitting there, he's like, Dame, I don't make money off albums. I get paid a salary. I don't give a fuck if it goes through you, for Def Jam, whatever. So, but back to the Diplomat thing. Look, I always wish Jim the best. I hope he does well. He came a long way. You know what I'm saying?
Facts, we all did, bro.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Y'all bros, my
No,
G.
I want to tell you something. I'm talking about just from not being my man. You gotta realize this is my man who couldn't rap. It turned into my hype man. It turned into an artist directing videos, so his hustle is impeccable. Far as me, for the Diplomat, your question is this though. You gotta think about this, Bleak. We put out our first mixtape probably 2001.
Shit, 24 years ago.
Yeah, the album came out in 2003. So you sit there and say, okay, 2001 to let's say we broke up 2007. Even if you give it 2008, you got a 6-7 year run. Music was just so powerful. The logo was still, people just love it. Our first reunion, I'm talking about after we broke up, got back together, was in 2010.
Yeah.
The first reunion show we did. If we can't get it together now, it's been 2010 to 2025. So the reunions and arguments and fighting's been 15 years. The run was only 7 years. We got 15 years of disputes longer than the run. The run was 7 years.
Yeah.
The disputes is going on 10, you know, we'll get together here and there, this, that, and the third. But the thing about it is this, and I'm be honest, is that the last scenario that we went to, me and Jim was cool. And I take responsibility for it, but I was dead serious. There was a time where Jim had did a show with 50, and I think... And
I remember that concept.
Right, and I think the way 50 answered the question got Jim mad. But I'm sitting there saying to myself, I'm thinking me on the time me and you on right now.
Yeah,
we can't talk about...
that.
we can't talk about, but the way 50 answered the question, it got Jim mad and it riled him up, and he went on tangent for 4, 5, 6 months. Still to this day, I guess he's still upset. But I didn't mean militia out of it. I really want to know
what it was.
how did you get niggas to go fuck with you when me and you beefing, and me and Jewels and Jim, not saying we was beefing, but we wasn't on the same page. So it was a real question for me. And, you know, Jim got mad about it and still upset to this day about it. But I'm never gonna say never, but at the end of the day, if you gotta think about it, the disputes, the arguments, the reunions, is 15 years old, and the run was 7 years old. I don't know if it could never go right. You know, he got records dissing me earlier this year, whatever. I don't really pay no mind. People send it to me. But you gotta think about it. He put a song called Our Frenemies in like 2008. 17 years of diss records towards me. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? My brain ain't there.
It's the same way with Beans. Beans got diss records dissing me and all that. And it's like, I don't know where niggas coming from. But at the end of the day, like, when the lights cut off, the music cut off, everything cut off, I can never erase what was.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? But it's time for niggas to definitely embrace what is.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And that's what I be saying to niggas. Like,
the best thing, and it's totally different scenarios. But you talked about it. I didn't even see the interview. I seen the clip.
Yeah.
When they asked you if niggas are ever gonna speak again, and you like.
It crossed the line. With Dame, I feel like, it's a line that was crossed. Like, Beans ain't go there. Like,
I understand
that's
what
my
you're
nigga.
saying.
Like, we get on the phone, I'm gonna pick up the phone tonight. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like between them, I don't even have to ask Jay. It ain't even like Jay said it to me and was like, nah, niggas is done. Nigga. It ain't never. I just know knowing him.
But the reason I brought that up, it isn't even about, because like Biggs my big bro too. Shout out to Biggs.
Yeah, shout out Biggs, definitely.
So,
silent OG.
Yeah, that's my big bro. So it's like this, for instance, right? And that's what I'm saying, right? I built a few different entities that's doing well. Right now, unless Jay feels like being nostalgic or whatever, you're gonna see those hats that you wear. It ain't, we could go Rockefeller every 5, 6, 7, 8 years, but this is what we pumping.
It's what it is.
Right now, exactly. So it's never not a problem to feel nostalgic and reminisce, but if you do too much of that reminiscing and just base everything you doing off of what the past was, you just gonna sound like a nigga with a bunch of stories and you old and bitter and so on and so forth.
In reality, wealth and power will constantly test hip-hop and loyalty. And according to Dip, it is the perfect example of that. I'm neither offended nor resentful by Camron's statement. It really comes down to perception. His perspective reflects his 7-year run in a 15-year-old beef. That alone shows how powerful money and vanity are in this business. When the friendships and the business are not in harmony, the business takes precedence over the brotherhood. Now, it doesn't matter to me if Cam or Jim was right. It's about understanding that emotional decisions may either strengthen or weaken a movement. Cam fought for fame, tours, collaborations, and mixtapes. Jim put a lot of effort into becoming a true artist and businessman instead of just a hype man. The topic of Bolt Tales is growth. Bolt Tales' central idea is turning hardship into sustained wealth and stable finances. As a result, I value what Cam has to say. He is dedicated to continuing to create new opportunities and build businesses that will endure beyond the conflict. Too many artists get caught up in the past, and when you only live off of the past, you end up impoverished and bitter while everyone else strives for financial independence. Despite differences, Cam is proving that you can still create. The other element of this that drew my attention was how 50 Cent fits within the picture. The dips that were set at the moment were also impacted by his amazing move. It showed the entire society how military and commercial strategies may drastically change the trajectory of events. 50 Cent created Geonet as a brand, turned music into capital, and made sure his people had a way to get rich. The mention of his name is never only about the documents. It therefore has to do with the empire he founded. As a result, I see this more as a lesson than a personal slight. It acts as a reminder that loyalty, business, and finances must all work together for a team to be successful. A legacy is made or broken by financial ploys, but the music will never die. Now, I want to hear from everyone. Do you believe that Jim Jones and Camron will ever be able to move past their financial and power struggles and begin a new venture? Kindly leave your remarks in the space provided below. Remember to like and subscribe as well. Come on,